Welcome to week 2 of Cavalier Family here. Week 2 will be discussing the top cartoons of 1981. Last week was the top TV shows in 1981, as well as, welcoming Ro back as well. Of course, we don't need to go over the introduction, as you guys all know that we are independent podcast as well as, show. The best way to support us is, of course, by visiting the website for the merchandise store that we have on the link down below. As well as to support us by following all of our Instagram social media sites. And actually one site that I said that I would never do, which is TikTok. That is Cav Fam Dads. That's CAVFAMDAD. So to start us off, we would also like to thank, of course, Kevin Holmes, who did the intro and outro, Justin Dye, who's created many of the musical elements, as well as our researcher, Steven. So yeah, basically, as far as the TikTok goes, we will be having a campaign called the Dad Campaign in the Lakeland Square Mall. If you guys are near Lakeland, Florida, go ahead and visit us there as of May 22nd. Take photos with us, share our photos on social media. So in that way, we can be better known. That's the whole point, is bringing awareness of this. So if you like dad jokes, we are the people that you want to meet up with. We will have knee-high white socks, jean shorts, a fanny pack, whatever you see a dad wearing, like New Balance shoes, that will be us. And with all that out of the way, let's go and see how Ro's doing.
Hey, I'm good. Just chilling like a villain.
Yeah. Off show, you had a lot of questions that you still look puzzled on. So, all right. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into 1981.
Back in time.
And we're going to start, of course, top cartoons. This comes from, unfortunately, Wikipedia. There's not a lot of resources out there that you can actually find the information. So unfortunately, we have to resort to some of the lesser known beneficial sites. So number one is, of course, the Smurfs. Premiered season, the premiere season, actually, and all these are premiere seasons. It was 7.2 out of 10. All this information comes from IMDb. It aired from 1981 to 1989. It's about tiny blue creatures that live in mushroom houses in a peaceful forest. They repeatedly try to outwit Gargamel, an evil sorcerer, and his apprentice cat, Azrael. Starred Don Messick, Danny Goldman, Lucille Bliss, Michael Bell, Frank Welker, William Calloway, Paul Winchell, and Jonathan Winters. Fun fact, and this kind of got Ro a little puzzled. When choked, a Smurf turns yellow, which I find a little odd. Brings questions to Ro. The origins.
How do they know that? Like, who is choking out a Smurf, or what Smurf was choking out another Smurf to find out that, hey, you turn yellow when you get choked out?
I mean,
I thought Smurfs were peaceful people. That's what I thought. But apparently somebody's out here choking Smurfs, and they out here turning yellow when they get choked out.
It's Papa Smurf getting pissed at his kids, apparently. Be all Homer Simpson style. The origin of the Smurfs.
Never mind, let's not go there.
The origin of the Smurfs comes from an animated cartoon that Pio was working on at studio. He was employed during the 1940s. One of the very first cartoon projects to be dubbed into, and it was also one of the first cartoon projects to be dubbed into Icelandic. So again, going into the show specifically, raised a lot of questions for Ro. As you can see, he's very puzzled still. A lot of questions that he asked me that I honestly don't know the answer to. And, I've seen a few of the episodes. Didn't really watch the movie, the live animation that came out I want to say a little after 2010. I can't remember when exactly. Which starred, of course, Neil Patrick Harris. But I mean, what kind of questions do you have there?
The first question was, how is there a girl Smurf? And apparently she was cloned,
Yeah,
and so
I mean that's what I thought, is that she was actually cloned by Papa Smurf, and she is a clone female. Um, I
but
don't.
how you gonna clone a female when there ain't no females clone?
No, it's a clone of him, but genetically altered to a female.
Hmm. So that's the only one they just gonna decide to make. We just gonna make one female in this Smurf town full of male Smurfs. I got a lot of questions somebody need to answer.
Well, okay, let's do like a question of the day then. Okay, for those of you listening, listen to these questions and see if you have an answer for them. And if you do, leave a comment below or hit us up on social media, tweet at us, see what answers you come up with. So, Ro, lay down the questions.
Yeah, or you can even write me personally, give me the answers, and I'll come back on and give the answers at king underscore ro underscore on Instagram. But first question is, why is there only one female?
Okay, so that's question number one. Go with the second one.
Okay. Why are there so many of them if there's one female? Are they asexual? Like, who created all these Smurfs, right? All right. So if one Smurf created all the other Smurfs, why would you only create male Smurfs? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's question number two. Do you have a question number three?
Oh, who's bagging the only female Smurf? Like, does she go from relationship to relationship? Like,
Maybe it was
there's no good Smurfs out in this world.
I don't know, man. They all live in mushrooms, so maybe it's all fantasy.
Yeah, right. But the thing is, the real question is though, like, who was choking out a Smurf
So you're
to
going
know
back to
that
that one?
they turn yellow? That's definitely a question that needs to be
Okay,
answered.
so number four, why do Smurfs turn yellow when choked out? What is the first episode that you guys remember? Go ahead and try and answer those questions. Ro, do you have any other questions?
That's it. Those are my
There you
top
go, guys.
questions.
Those are your questions of the day. Leave a comment below. Message him directly. We need answers. Number
Facts.
two, facts. Number two is The New Adventures of Zorro, 7.1 out of 10. It only aired in 1981. Not familiar with the old TV show, just the Antonio Banderas movie.
That part.
It's about the villain Captain Ramon, the commander of LA garrison, who uses his control to gain favor in sight of the governor Zorro and his friend Don Mask to battle Ramon. It starred Henry Darrow, Julio Medina, Julio Medina, and then Christine Avila. Sorry about that. Fun fact, the only Filmation production, which was outsourced to be animated overseas by a Japanese studio called Tokyo Movie Shinsha. So that's a fun fact. Didn't know that. Have you seen any of the episodes?
No. Or no, did I see the movie?
You never seen the Antonio Banderas movie?
No.
Really?
It never like struck me to like watch or like, oh, I want to watch Legend of Zorro. Like,
And that's fair. As a kid, I know my parents really wanted to watch it because that's what they grew up on. I wasn't really intrigued about it. I didn't really had any, really wanted to watch it. That wasn't until I saw the trailer of Antonio Banderas doing like the sword with the Z to Catherine Zeta-Jones, and then like her outfit drops and her hair is magically placed where it should be. And then as a little boy, of course, you're going in the mindset of as a little boy, after seeing that, it piqued interest of like, I want to see that movie now.
Hell no, grown men did the same thing. I don't know what you talking about. Grown man, he's probably seen that. Was like, hold up, let me check it out.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones, big actress during the early 2000s, 90s. She's not doing so much stuff anymore. Of course, married. She's married to a well-known actor as well. Matthew Douglas, I believe, is the guy. So yeah, that's of course number two. Number three is the kids
So
super
wait, before we go on that, I would say, and I know people would disagree with me, but I would say if there was a parody to Zorro, it would have to be Nacho Libre.
But he was a wrestler though.
I know, but like I feel like it goes.
But he was okay. How do you feel, in your opinion? How do you feel like it goes?
Well, I'm not saying it's a race thing, but like it kind of is. It kind of is, but because it's like Mexican, but like
Nacho Libre, that was with Jack Black, a white dude.
yeah, I know. That was just which is crazy because it was a Mexican scene, like it was a whole Mexican town, right? But like I feel like if Zorro was around, it'd be at the same time Nacho Libre was around.
Oh, so you're talking about like time period?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Like, but if they create like if there was like, okay, we're gonna make a funny version of Zorro, it'd be Nacho Libre. I don't know. That's just what I get. I don't know. That's just
okay.
Because there's not that many Hispanic superheroes.
Let's see. Okay, how far do you want to go down the rabbit hole?
I mean, we got time. We got nothing but time.
Because I'm sure I can find a list of Hispanic superheroes. Like, for example, Miles Morales.
Yeah, but he's mixed though.
I mean, he's mixed, but he still has a Puerto Rican.
I'm talking about like full on like Hispanic heroes.
Okay,
purely like.
So America Chavez, the one that's going to be introduced in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Never heard of him.
Yep. So Multiverse of Madness, she is a superhero in the comic books, and she's LGBT. She is I believe she's lesbian.
Nah, but that's just I feel like that's just to fit the, come on, the narrative down.
Well, yeah, but I believe she is Hispanic in some way or form. Let's see. Going to check right now because again, like.
Okay, but before she was introduced, tell me you can name 5 Hispanic heroes.
5?
Give me 5. Just give me 5 Hispanic heroes.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't even like. It's not something that's like it's common enough to where you're like, like even with like adding more into black superheroes, like we're getting more, right? Like you got Static Shock, you got Black Panther, you got Blade, right?
Well, I mean, as far as movies go, yeah, but those characters have been developed before the 80s.
Yeah. No, I'm saying those characters were a while, but like, it's like, nobody really talks about Hispanic heroes.
I'm really trying to like think of some because, but okay, let's go down the list, right? The Avengers, the movies that we have.
Okay.
Captain America, white dude. Of course, Scarlet Witch, Russian. Black Widow, Russian, both white. Of course, you have Black Panther. Tony, Bruce, yeah, white.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, going down the rabbit hole. Spider-Man 2099. He, of course, in the 90s. I know his name. Let's see.
Like, okay, so like even when remember like all the like multiverse Spider-Man,
Mhm.
like they even had a pig, but they didn't have a black or
They didn't have a what?
they didn't have like a. I mean, okay, so people say Miles Morales. Okay, I guess he fits both spectrums. Like he's Hispanic and he's black. Okay, like and then they have a female.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, because
so we
Spider-Man
just
Spider-Man 2099 came out in the 90s, and I forgot his name, so I had to look it up. But Miguel O'Hara, who was also teased at the end of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse as well. So
But- I mean, how many people know that?
so you're basically like off the cuff, name it, boom, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
like, and I think it was a couple years ago that I found out there was a black Batman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been numerous Black Batman. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do know Lucius Fox's son is Batman currently right now. He probably is right now. I know there's that run early on last year, I think it is. And I think the run is still going.
Does he do the voice of Batman?
Are you talking about mainstream entertainment?
No, I'm saying does he like is he doing animated like voice of Batman?
Right. So mainstream entertainment. No.
Yeah, or
He's in the
is he
comic
like
books.
okay.
Yeah. And then you have him, and then of course Michael B. Jordan is playing the African American Superman that's coming out. Because he's also from, I think, Earth, was it Earth 3, 4, something like that. And then you have Hal Jordan's counterpart, who's also the other Green Lantern as well. He's African American.
You talking about the yellow one? He's not African American though.
No, Green Lantern. So you have Hal Jordan, which is the
Oh,
first one.
oh
and
yeah,
then
yeah. Okay, no, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm saying like, as in like, okay, so Green Lantern, you have Blade, you have who else we say? Oh, Black Panther. That's 3. Who else? I guess if you want to throw Miles Morales in there as a mix, but like,
No,
it's not really.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's not like right off the cuff type thing. Where you say spitball, Hispanic superheroes. You can be like, oh, boom, 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 boom. But I guess really the question is, educate us. Besides America Chavez, besides Miguel O'Hara, Miles Morales, since he's mixed, let us know in the comments below what other Hispanic superheroes there are. There may be some that's on the spot that we're not thinking of, but we know of them. That we know them, that we, because I'm sure there are some out there. Again, being on the spot, sometimes your mind can go blank. So leave a comment below, let us know, and just tell us what we're missing here.
Mhm.
It looks like number 3 was the Kid Superpower Hour with Shazam, 6.1 out of 10. It aired from 1981 and 1982. The adventures of superheroes in high school while the Marvel family fights evil with the power given to them by the wizard Shazam. Starred Milo McCaslin, Barry Goldman, or Jesus, Barry Gordon. Blah.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's really gonna mess you up.
Like etc. Right? Barry Gordon, Alan Oppenheimer, Lou
Oh, you
Scheimer.
got that one right.
Fun fact, the Hero High segments were initially developed as part of the Archie cartoon franchise, in which the game was portrayed as a group of superheroes. However, due to a rights dispute, the concept was dropped, though most of the Hero High characters wound up with similar looks and personas to those of the Archie gang. Like I was telling Ro off screen and everything, Shazam being the DC character now, he was actually owned by a different comic book company. That comic book company, I think back in like the 40s or something like that, it kind of went under. It was bought off by DC, but like how Marvel's still doing right now, how they troll DC. Oh, DC has a trailer out, well, here's our trailer, make it even bigger. They were trolling DC even back then, because once DC gained the rights to the characters of that comic book, very similar to like how Image or Dark Horse now, when DC obtained Captain Marvel is what Shazam was originally named, but Marvel actually bought the rights and owned the rights to the name of Captain Marvel. So DC couldn't use the original name for Shazam. So when they wanted to do a relaunch of the character, that's when they came up with Shazam, because Shazam is actually an acronym for many of the Olympia gods. Like the H is for Hercules, Z is for Zeus. I believe one of them stands for Hermes, but of course, that's the H. But I know there's another name for Hermes. I think it's
Oh,
Mercury.
now they say Hermes or Hermes.
So that's where the M comes from. I think what's another one? Apollo is a Greek god as well, right? God of the sun, or right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then it's just an acronym of gods, basically. So unfortunately, I don't know much of the cartoon back in the day, as I would know the movie that went out in the movie theaters a couple of years ago. That was really different than the standard DC movies that you have now.
Terrible.
I personally thought it was okay. I didn't really like it, though. I'm one of those strange ones that really enjoyed the darker side of DC movies, because you had the difference. You had the difference between Marvel and DC right there. DC was more serious in tone, while Marvel was more kid-friendly, more laughing, energetic, and it fits that narrative. Where DC, it started off as serious, and I really enjoyed that narrative of that, because it was more darker, it was more edgy, like they could do a lot more stuff. And then they went to
what I never liked about DC was which they've evolved now, which was the killing. Like,
with like Batman and stuff.
Yeah, like any other
Yeah,
superheroes, their whole thing wasn't
killing.
to kill, and that always got me, because it's like Joker should. If Joker was in Marvel, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
He would have been dead. Like, there's like several other like villains that would never survive, and Marvel, and it's like stop giving us the same storyline. Like,
Yeah.
as in like the Joker, Batman. Like, okay, we get it, bro. Like, we know they have fucking history, but give us something new. Like,
yeah, and that's kind of I'm super excited, because being full-time dad, and kids being toddlers and like infant and haven't been able to go to the theaters, one thing I'm happy about is the Batman is on HBO Max now, which I'm super excited to watch because Joker is in the Counterpoint, what that movie is about. And if you read it, it's about the storyline of the Long Halloween. That's where a lot of adaptation comes from, and it's about going through the seasons, like Halloween, Christmas, like all those time periods of the season of the year. And the main focus is the Riddler and then the Penguin, and the Joker isn't in it. Like there's a cut scene that you could see online and stuff like that has the Joker in there, but the Joker isn't
Yeah,
the villain.
they actually showed it on HBO Max if you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Like they don't show who it is. Like, but I think I know who it is. I feel like it's the kid who played in Gotham. That
For
played
the
the
Joker?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's not who it is.
No, the Joker is actually the actor that played in the Marvel movie Eternals as the kid that nobody liked. I don't know if you've seen the Eternals.
The one that couldn't grow up?
Not that one, but the one that actually had his own commune and kind of just left the pack, basically. That was in love with the speedster, I guess.
Okay, I gotta see it again. But I think I know I think I know who you're talking about. But I don't know, like it's just for me it's a lot of like excuse me, just repeated like storylines. And it's like
Yeah.
it's
Not a lot of character development.
Yeah. And it's like we change Batmans every fucking 2 months. Every 2 months we get a new Batman, and it's like, all right, bro. Like, but then they go back to the same storylines. Like, yeah, they added the Riddler now, which I think was a good thing on them. But like they keep going back to like the Batman. Like, all right, like we get it, bro. Like his parents died in a freaking alley. He got shot. Like his dad did some shady shit. Like we get it. We get it. We know the storyline. I'm pretty sure everybody and their mother like knows the storyline of Batman. Like we get it, bro. Like come on, give us something different when it comes to like we don't want to hear a million times like
Uncle
his
Ben.
parents died. Yeah, like we know, okay, we know, like we get it.
Yeah. So number 4 looks to be Trollkins, 7.2 out of 10. It aired only in 1981. It's about a small race of small trolls with green, blue, and purple faces who live in a tree community called Trolltown. It was a Hanna-Barbera production. It starred Kenneth Mars, Frank Welker, Peter Cullen, and Paul Winchell. There's not a lot of information on this, which I mean makes sense because I had no idea that this was a thing.
I think there's been like little snippets like here and there, like you've probably seen it in like passing because I think you've probably like seen a meme or two about it or like little like snippet videos, like how they make video memes and stuff like that. So you probably seen like a clip in passing or something like just scrolling through Instagram, but excuse me, it's not something that I've seen.
Yeah, same. But however, the next one, it's Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, 7.2. It aired from 1981 to 1986. About Spider-Man battles the crimes in New York City with the help of his friends, Iceman and Firestar. Starred Hans Conried as Red Skull, Frank Welker as Iceman, Dan Gilvizan as Spider-Man, George DiCenzo as Captain America. Firestar was created exclusively for the show. However, her looks as Angelica Jones were based on Mary Jane Watson. The series takes place on Earth 8107 version of Marvel Universe. Do you remember this one?
That I've seen some of the shows, like, and that's just like I said, and passing, like, like when I decide I'm gonna binge watch like Spider-Man, see all the different Spider-Mans that there were, like just going through. I think I've seen some of the episodes
Yeah,
of
same.
those. They
Same.
even have a meme of that one with the double Spider-Man. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pointing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pointing meme is fantastic. I remember watching it growing up because my mom usually had it on because she watched it when she was a kid.
Mhm.
Actually, she wanted to be a kid. She would be more like out of high school. So she watched it when she was in high school, basically, and out. Um, but I mean, I could say that, Firestar was not the only character that was created exclusively for the show. Batman 66, of course, with the late and great Adam West. The Batgirl character was actually created for the show specifically to gain a larger female audience. So it's not the first time that a female character was introduced. Same thing with Harley. Harley Quinn was introduced in the Batman series, cartoon series, for us growing up to gain a wider female presence to actually watch the show. So Firestar being exclusively for the show and then eventually going into comic books, it's not new news for me. But I mean, still a classic show. Woo, sorry, couldn't hold that one in. So yeah, it looks like that is it for the show. Stay tuned next week as we talk about the top music specifically. And again, like us on all social media platforms. And with that in mind, we wish you adieu, as I'm clearly joking.